Going to be a great one. We can't say that enough. Here's how it all breaks down. We had one session earlier today, that Georgia score. We'll see how it holds up against the best 4 teams in the country who are going right now. Like the regular season, 6 gymnasts go up on each event. Top 5 scores count. A difference, however, is there's 4 judges per event now instead of 2. The highest score and the lowest score are dropped, and they average the 2 middle scores. So more eyeballs on the gymnastics, which could mean more deductions. We'll see how that pans out. If you want to see every routine or you want to follow your favorite team, you can log on to the SEC Network Plus or the ESPN app. Rotation 1, here's what it looks like. Oklahoma involved, #1 team in the nation there, and they have been dominant on that event. LSU 3rd, Florida 1st on beam, and then Alabama 2nd on floor exercise. You guys, in the open, I almost misspoke and said we'll crown a national champion instead of an SEC champion, but this might be a national championship preview with the top 4 teams in the conference also are the top 4 teams in the nation.
I mean, I've been looking forward to this all day. It was like Christmas morning when I woke up this morning because there is just going to be so much great gymnastics tonight.
Oklahoma will lead things off on the vault. Here's Elizabeth Blessy. She's outstanding here. Great starter.
10-0 start value vault, front pike half, extremely clean. That's what I expect Oklahoma to do out of the gate.
LSU, they get the luxury of starting on the uneven bars. Lexi Zeiss, who's also been outstanding in this leadoff, has done it on multiple events this season. Important spot.
Yeah, John, Lexi's led off her freshman year as well. One of my favorite parts of the routine is coming up right here. Watch how quickly that arm turns. Really critical that she sticks this landing to get the momentum going for the team. Phenomenal.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
She has been so money for this LSU team in that leadoff position.
Yes, ma'am, says head coach Jay Clark. You gotta love that out of the gate for the LSU Tigers. Florida, they start on the balance beam. This is Skylar Drazer. Tough spot to start. I always say you don't get the meat going until you get the beam. Well, the meat's going for Florida.
Yeah, John, well, this is the #1 team in the country on beam, so I think they're probably excited to start here, get some momentum like Allie was just talking about. It always feels good to nail your series when you get going on balance beam. Gives you the confidence throughout the rest of this routine.
Over on the floor exercises, that's where Alabama will begin. This is Chloe LaCourcier, and she has been outstanding for the Crimson Tide this year, really taking a step forward with her gymnastics.
Skylar Drazer, left-hand side of your screen, stuck cold. She is so steady. That's why she's in that leadoff position.
Great finish for Chloe. I love how that second tumbling pass gets so much higher than the first.
Wells for Oklahoma in the 2 spot, follows a 9-9 from Blessy. Also a 9-9 from Zeiss for LSU on bars.
Luchenko 1.5, left-hand side of your screen. Been really good at sticking this year, but a step, it was at least controlled, so minimal deductions there.
Chloe LaCourcier finishes up on floor exercise, and we just saw that Kira Wells vault. What I think separates Oklahoma from everyone else on vault is they do stick more as a team, I think. But when they step, they don't take a 2/10 step. In fact, they have not scored below a 9-8 one single time out of every vault they have done this year. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Minimizing vault landings is the name of the game for Oklahoma. I totally agree. Also, form in the air is pretty phenomenal.
Ashley Cowan follows that 9.9. She has been outstanding on this event.
And Ashley just fell on this in warm-up. This first skill right here has to release the bar a little earlier. Excellent correction. Always quite rattling. They have 30 seconds to quickly warm up. And it's so hard when you make a mistake and you don't have that much time to correct it. No issues today, just 110 pop back there for Ashley on beam on bars.
She's the 2024 SEC champion on that event, and this is Alyssa Arana for Florida in the second spot for the Gators.
Started off with a clean back handspring layout, a little crooked, but really nice job pulling it on beam without minimal deductions.
And Sam, Alyssa's used to competing third or fourth rotation, and this is the only event that she does, so for her to have to go first up on this first event is really challenging for her.
Want to see her press into those landings. Didn't look too crooked there, which makes me think it's a nervous mistake.
A hard place to start, but if Florida can put up a big number here, what an event to put behind you if you're the Gators.
Strong second routine for Florida.
Again, they are #1 in the nation, put up the highest score in the nation on this event as well. But like you said, Allie, they're used to doing it in that third or fourth rotation, not right out of the gate. Kind of a different animal when you look at it that way. Rachel Rybicki, the senior now, in the 2 spot, follows the course gauge 9.825. Ashley Cowan, a 9.85 in her spot. Kira Wells, a 9.85 for Oklahoma in the 2 spot there.
Rachel starting off with a double tuck. I just spoke to a judge and asked them what deduction they took the most on floor. They said leaps and that front foot on the lunge not being controlled on the landing. So they're really going to be watching that tonight.
Hannah Shively on vault does the same vault as Blessy.
Rough tight calf. She has been so consistent. Nice body shapes in the air. Just that slight hop back, but again, minimal on the landing.
Third gymnast to go for the Gators on beam, Sky Blakely. She is an elite gymnast as well, been a world finalist on this event. She's outstanding here.
She scored a perfect 10 on beam earlier this year. It was the Gators' first 10 of the season. Triple wolf turn. They made a few edits to this routine. Front aerial into that back handspring. A little slow, but pretty certain the judges will still give that connection.
Madison Ulrich on the uneven bars for LSU. Right hand of your screen, Ashley Cowan, a 9.85. Right before her.
Madison has had 8 scores of 9.9 or better in a row. So she has been phenomenal on this event for pirouettes like that.
Sky Blakely, left-hand side of your screen, doing a wolf jump. That's one of the changes that they added to her routine, helped to make her more consistent, along with just that triple wolf turn at the beginning. I had to split my eyes on that one, guys, because they both had solid landings. That's what I noticed.
That was fantastic. That is kind of a microcosm of what we're in store for. You got to look everywhere because there's outstanding gymnastics in every corner of this arena.
This is so hard. It's a triple wolf turn. And I'm going to say that's watered down, guys, because at the beginning of the season, she added a double wolf turn after it. So this was an quote-unquote easy beam routine for Sky Blakely.
Hannah Shively, a 9.8, so they really got her, I think, maybe for distance and that hop on the landing, a 9.8 for her. Now, Mackenzie Estep, they've got 3 big vaulters left.
Been really consistent with this. Yurchenko 1.5 this season. Really high off the table, good body positions in the air. 1 step forward. Looked like a short to medium step to me.
Well, Kira Wells went 9.85, and I think her step was even smaller. So I would be shocked if this one goes higher than Kira Wells, unless, Sam, you think that the amplitude was that much better.
Well, a medium step. Let's see. Straight arms on the table. Hips are stretched, arms come out at the right time. Just that front step forward. I mean, man, is that a small plus step? A medium step is a 10.5, so we'll see what the judges decide there.
Freshman Mackenzie Matters now on floor exercise for Alabama. They've got 2 scores in the 9.8s. Is a 9.8 a good score, you may ask? 9.8 is going to keep you in it. But in this session, the 4 best teams in the country, 9.9 average or better, in my opinion, is what it's going to take to be the SEC champion. So keep that in mind as you look in the right hand of your screen in that score tower. Got to get 9.9s if you want to win. MJ Frazier being left hand of your screen, following that blazing 9.9.
I think one of the biggest challenges of going first event on floor on podium is it's hard not to the excitement and the adrenaline and the vibe of the audience to not go out of bounds. And I'm so impressed with the way that Alabama is just staying in their own zone and controlling their landings.
Left-hand side of your screen, MJ Frazier. She is so beautiful to watch on this event. Very powerful with that back layout, step out, little bobble at the end there. I love how she just dances into her skills, good transitions out of her skills. And this is an amazing ring jump. Loses sight of the beam and then quickly spots the end of the beam to regain her focus. Finishing to a 1.5, stuck landing. That's going to be a really good score. Scored a 9.975 earlier this season. Not sure it's going to be quite that high.
The only event Kaylin Chio has not gotten a 10 on in her career is the uneven bars. She is the #1 gymnast in the nation in the all-around. Here she is in the 4th spot.
And that shoot over right there just held that handstand. She is phenomenal. This release move, watch her elbow position. So well done. Judges want to see elbow straight throughout the entire routine. Where do you take off?
No one sticks landing better than Kaylin.
She hasn't scored a 10 on bars this season. If she does, it'll be her first gym slam.
Here's Elle Miller for Oklahoma.
Another Yurchenko 1.5. Really did not enter the table well at all for what she's used to. Maybe she tripped on that last step. Really uncharacteristic, but the way she was able to land that so well.
And this release move is so difficult. Watch her elbow positions as she catches the bar. Judges want them to be completely straight, and then her knees and toes are just glued together, and watch her arms fly out for that stuck landing position. Legs are bent to really squeeze into that.
Unbelievable job from Kaylin Chio. I do want to just say something about Oklahoma's vault. Of all the #1 ranked teams in the country on the 4 respective events, Oklahoma had the biggest advantage over the 2nd-ranked team based by points. But right now, the way they are vaulting, they are not taking advantage of their dominance on vault this season. We'll see how that plays out the rest of this competition. Azariah Akbar for Alabama, potential SEC Freshman of the Year right here.
That 2.5 was so high. I am so impressed the way that she was able to open up her arms and control that step out of it. Just flew. So impressive.
Kayla DiCello, left hand of your screen for the Gators. Frazier, a 9.5 right before her.
Kayla DiCello is another athlete that is changing her routine composition on balance beam to quote-unquote make it easier. But guys, they just have so many skills in their bag of tricks. This routine has gone really well for Kayla. Added that double wolf turn to get things started. Good chest position. She's going to be doing just a back handspring layout. Solid. Beginning of the season, she added another layout onto that, but this routine's been more solid for her.
And we haven't seen a 9.9 from Alabama on floor, but I think this could certainly be the first one that we see.
Good front aerial. She's keeping her eyes on the end of the beam. That's what I call the first rule of beam. It really helps to stay balanced up there. Finishing handspring layout full off the side. Nicely done. That's another good routine for Florida on beam.
Gators looking good on that event. Courtney Blackson, transfer from Boise State to LSU in the 5 spot.
And last week she fell on that first handstand position on the top of the bar, so that has got to feel good that she nailed it right there. Same release move that we just saw from Kaylin Chio right here. So high. Don't think many get higher than her. What's so remarkable about Courtney is that she took an entire year off from gymnastics. A year ago, she was coaching gymnastics, had no intention of being back here.
Oklahoma's got 5 gymnasts in the top 25 in the nation on this event. Addison Fada, the best of the bunch. She's ranked number 2.
Scored a 10 on this Yurchenko 1.5 earlier in the season. Oh!
Close.
So close.
Not going to be a 10, but might be the best scored vault for Oklahoma here in this first rotation.
Yeah, she got a really nice block off the table, waited to twist, which is really good. Opens up, spots the landing, and just stands up a smidge too fast. I want to see her be more patient when she goes to stand up. That'll help her keep her balance at the very end.
So that'll do it for Oklahoma in the vault rotation. Still no scores below a 9-8 for them in the entire season. Maybe not as many 9-9s in that rotation, however, than they are used to. Selena Harris-Miranda, outstanding Gator gymnast this entire season, been a perennial all-arounder. Follows DiCello's 9.95. Selena, number 2 in the nation on this event, has been perfect this year. Has gotten a 10. Jamison Sears, right hand of your screen for Alabama, has been outstanding on the floor, exercise for them.
Left-hand side of your screen, handspring layout, handspring, unique triple series, and she executes it like that every single time.
And Sam, Selena has scored a 9.95 or better on beam 80% of the time this season. Jamison opening up with a massive double layout.
Missed the forager, it looks like, Steve Matt. Selena has 10 perfect 10s in her career. Finishing round up 1.5. Stands up, but it's a stick, guys.
She has been outstanding all season. Has Selena Harris-Miranda, and she is again right there.
And Jamison on floor, the height of this front tuck, she's going to connect it into a double back. Great control on that landing. I think Jamison really sets herself apart with the height. Just a little bit landed low. You saw her knees were a little bit too close to the floor when she landed. Judges will take off a couple tenths for that. And this last tumbling pass, no issues there. Extra impressive at the end of that floor routine.
You saw her teammate Azarea Akbar for Alabama, 9.925. That's only the second score above a 9.9 today, including session 1 at this SEC Championship. One of the best in the business right here. Connor McLean anchors the spar rotation.
John, you're so right. She, unfortunately, just let go of the bar way too early, caught the bar really close, but did a really good job continuing her momentum. And watch the extension of this handstand textbook. Came back well from that. A lot of athletes would have not caught the bar or would have struggled to do the kip cast after, but she kept going, kept the rhythm. So right here, let's get another look. Watch her elbows. Look at actually how close she is. Was really lucky, was able to use her hands and her elbows to push her away. Thankfully, didn't hit herself on the bar, it doesn't look like.
Gabby Gladio will anchor the floor rotation for the Alabama Crimson Tide. She's the last gymnast left in this rotation. Taylor?
Well, John, what a difference a year makes, right? I talked to Gabby Gladio this week. She told me how different it feels. Alabama finds themselves in the night session, a top 4 team in the nation, when last year they spent the end of regular season fighting and clawing just to qualify as one of the 8 teams in the SEC championship. You'll notice in this music, there's a football theme. Gabby's a big football fan. She told me the team, perfect full in right there in that first pass. She told me the team is approaching this as their 4th quarter. She said their analogy for the week was a 4th and 31 Hail Mary to win the Iron Bowl a few years back. This team wants to go big and leave this meet with no regrets.
Oh, Taylor, that had to be a tough one for you to get out as an Auburn graduate.
I'm struggling a little bit, but I do it for the craft, John.
And this part of Gabby's floor routine comes from the same track that was used by Kayla Hoffman, whose 995 floor routine clinched Alabama's 2011 national title. That split jump just gets better and better every single time.
What I've been noticing about Alabama is how strong their landings are. And assistant coach Amelia Hunley told me that she always tells the athletes, don't let the floor hit you. You hit the floor. And that's what I see here on the full end. She really has a commanding finish on this landing. The idea is that she wants them to act on offense. She doesn't want them to play on defense here. So another little football reference. I love all these football references Alabama has here.
Alabama, nice job on the floor, but the Florida Gators, they're going to have the lead, and Taylor's with the head coach.
I sure am, John. Thank you very much. Well, Coach, for some, starting a meet like this on beam would be intimidating, but you guys have the lead after one rotation. What'd you see from them to start?
A lot of calm, cool, and confident beam routines. Really, it's an event that this team has just been solid on all season, so it was a no-brainer for a start.
What can they take away from that one as they head to floor?
Oh gosh, they can take a deep breath now and really just go enjoy their shining moment. Looking forward to 3 more strong events.
Hey, thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thank you, go Gators.
Thanks, Taylor. There's a Gator chomp. Selena Harris-Miranda for the Gators anchored it with a 995. Gabby Gladio for Alabama anchored that floor rotation with a 995 of her own. Here's how it looks. Florida Gators are on top. The defending national champs, the #1 team in the country, Oklahoma, is in 4th, but 2/10 separate 1st from 4th. We got a good one.
Welcome back to Tulsa. Starting off with Kaylin Chio on bars, got a 995, the highest score of this SEC championship so far, and just does a gorgeous job of sticking her landings. Phenomenal.
Florida's in that #1 spot after rotation 1, large part because of Selena Harris-Miranda. Impressive triple series, so solid throughout this beam routine, and just finishes with a strong 1.5 stick.
And Sam, we've seen a lot of impressive gymnastics tonight. Gabby Gladio on floor. Alabama was solid thanks to Gabby Gladio. That front foot does not move. And then this last pass, this split jump, my favorite part, the exclamation point at the end of that routine.
So after one event, for all of these teams, including Session 1, keep that in mind. Session 1, theoretically, they can still win this. It's always tough to do. It's never been done. But Georgia right now sits in that 4th spot ahead of Oklahoma. You mentioned it, Sam, Florida in that top spot. But here's an interesting fact. Yes, Oklahoma's only 2/10 out of the lead, but that is their lowest vault score of the entire season. Now, all the other teams have to go to vault still. It's generally a harder event to score big on. But 1 event in, 3 to go, does not bode well for them. Don't forget, you can get all the streams of all the events on the SEC Network Plus or on the ESPN app. follow your favorite team, or just hang out on your favorite event. If you're Sam, that's balance beam. She is the beam queen after all.
I'll take it. Self-proclaimed. A girl in the stands just told me good beam routine today, so I must have done something right on beam.
Alabama getting ready to go on the vault. They are just 1/10 behind the Florida Gators. The Florida Gators, the only team after one rotation to average over a 9-9 as well. Now, they have scored bigger on the bars as well than they did here today. However, that is big enough to put them in the lead currently. Alabama on the vault. Oklahoma moves to the uneven bars. LSU on balance beam. Florida now moves to the floor exercise. Lily Peterson for Oklahoma. This is a big moment for them. Lily has battled a lot of illness for a number of weeks, but before she got sick, she was so great in this leadoff spot. If she was an anchor for a lot of teams, she probably would have scored a 10. Here she is leading off.
John, that's right. I think Lily is the perfect person for this leadoff position. She is so consistent, but as you mentioned, she did miss the last 3 competitions. No issue on that first big release move, but oftentimes when you're sick, it takes a really long time to get the endurance back. Also, sometimes your body, your rhythm, everything is off, but what makes Lily a superstar, just like that handstand right there, is you would never know. Watch her knees and toes squeeze together. Phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
Welcome back.
Give me the flu. I want to be Lily Peterson. Unreal.
Well, guys, you're forgetting to mention that the last 2 meets that she did compete, she got a 9.95, so she's coming off on hot numbers there.
Just incredible to watch her form. Her toes are glued together the entire time in this double layout. Elbows straight, toes pointed, just that slight waver forward. I wonder if the judges will take a 1/2 tenth for that little chest down for a second right there, but well done.
Oklahoma, they're the champs for a reason. They handle pressure, they handle big moments, as you see KJ Kindler giving some words to Lily Peterson, certainly happy. But they handle big moments, and it feels like they're going to have to be exceptional on the last 3 events to make up for them what is a subpar performance on vault. I say them because they've set the bar too high. Amelia Dizador now for Florida leads things off here on the floor exercise.
Gabby Dizador.
Thank you,
on
Allie.
the floor right now. That stag jump in the beginning is so difficult at the end, but it's also really smart if you're perfectly on like Gabby was. It can hide a landing deduction. So if she's slightly off, the judges aren't going to take a deduction for a step forward or step back.
Chloe LaCourcier for the Crimson Tide on vault, left hand of your screen.
Doing a Yurchenko layout full, left hand side of your screen. Very nicely done. Lots of power and block. Quick twister. Just the hop on the landing. It's going to come down to who has the least amount of landing deductions, especially on vault. We know they're taking them.
Very close. We'll be curious if a flag went up right there. Looks like she stayed in, but judges will definitely get her stepped a little bit off to the side and a little bit out of control on that last tumbling pass.
Kylie Cohen for the LSU Tigers. The junior leads things off here on the balance beam for them.
Good front aerial beat jump, starting off strong for Kylie Cohen. She's been really strong in this leadoff position for LSU, gearing up for that handspring layout series. Solid. Head coach Jay Clark said that he really was going back and forth on who should be in this leadoff position, but the answer is there's really not a bad answer because they've been doing so well on balance beam.
Freshman Ella Murphy for Oklahoma, right hand of your screen on bars. She can swing this event as good as anybody.
And the toe point from Ella on this event is what stands out to me, and what is so exquisite really can help set her apart from the rest of the competition.
Left hand side of your screen, double full hop back on the landing.
I don't know if Ella Murphy is going to get a 10, but I'll tell you what, she can't do that bar routine better than she just did.
Toes even pointed on the double tuck dismount.
So you're saying Oklahoma's good on bars.
They can swing.
Just phenomenal, gorgeous toe point, and just arms go right out to stick the landing.
Lily Peterson put up a 9.9 in that leadoff spot. We'll see what Murphy gets. You got to think it's going to go higher than that. LaCourcier, 9.825 in the leadoff. Here's Jamison Sears. She's got a big bolt.
This is new for her in college. Yurchenko 1.5. Been getting really a lot more consistent on that landing. Surprised her today.
I wonder if the judges like that Sally right there. Danny Ferris follows Dizador's 9.825.
Danny opening up with a difficult tuck full in. Curious if the judges will take a half a tenth for that. You're allowed to lunge, but looked like it was a big lunge out of it.
Citizenship with Morocco. Her entire mom's family lives there. Really wanted to have a Moroccan-themed floor team to honor them.
Watch her arms fly out in that front layout. Excellent control.
Danny loves it. Second routine in the books for Florida on the floor exercise. Over on the beam, Kylie Cohen, a 9.85 in the leadoff spot. Lexi Zeiss coming up next. Taylor's got more.
Well, John, these new leotards LSU is competing in today are actually a Lexi Zeiss original. She designed these Leos they're competing in today. She actually told me that during her recruitment process, she told the staff a goal she had was that she would like to try designing leotards, and they delivered on that promise, allowing her to design these and obviously compete in them in the SEC championship. She took a lot of detail in this. She told me the sleeves aren't symmetrical because no one athlete is just like the other, but they all combine to be something beautiful.
I'm not a leotard expert, but they look good. Addison Fada, right hand to your screen, looking good on the uneven bars.
Exquisite. Addison Fada, just that ever so slightly the smallest shuffle of the feet, but that was the only deduction that I've seen. Incredible.
You got to think it's going to be the third 9.9 or higher in this bar rotation. Murphy with a 9.95 in the second spot. Not something you see often.
Well, there's a lot going on, but I'm going to keep you guys honest on this beam routine. She's looking really good so far. Slight wobble mid-routine, but she's pulled it back strong here. She's been so consistent, competing all events this year. They said her personality is a lot like Kaylin Chio, just unfazed and competitive.
MJ Frazier now on the floor exercise following a 9.875 from Ferris. Florida looking for their first 9.9 of this rotation. Averaged a 9.9 in rotation 1. Gabby Gladio, left hand of your screen, follows Jamison Sears, 9.8.
She has the ability to put up a big score. Yurchenko 1.5. Man, that big hop at the end there again. That's the difference between a small, medium, and a large step. That's really probably a medium or a large step there, up to 3/10.
That's going to be Florida's highest score of the day. MJ really sets herself apart with her flexibility. I feel like on her straddle jump, her heels are close to her head.
So 3 routines done for the Florida Gators on the floor exercise. Now back over to the balance beam. Interesting moment here. A couple of scores in the 9.8s for LSU. The last one, a 9.8 even. This is Amari Drayton. They've got 4 athletes yet to go, and it feels like those low 9.8s, you don't want to count those here in this session.
The goal for LSU right now is to be aggressive on beam.
Freshman Mackenzie Estep, right hand of your screen for Oklahoma, following another 9.9. It's a 9.9 even for Addison Feta.
Mackenzie starting off with the handstand right on top of the bar, just like that. Has been textbook. And then right before her dismount, she's going to do a giant full turn connected immediately into a full in. Very difficult combination right here. Exquisite. That has got to be the highest score we've seen of the night so far. I'm just going to say it. Could it be a 10?
Left-hand side of your screen, round of double full, scoop back, but really solid throughout that beam routine. I think this competition's starting to heat up, guys.
It is absolutely heating up. Oklahoma, 4 routines, 4 stuck bar landings. Here's another look.
And this is so difficult. Turns, does a full twist, and then connected immediately. Most do a double tuck, but she does a full in. So really respect and admire her taking that extra risk with more difficulty.
Yeah, her teammate Ella Murphy, who got the 9.95, did the full turn right to the double tuck. Mackenzie Estep stepping it up. Here's Jordan Paradise in the 4th spot for the Crimson Tide.
Another Yurchenko 1.5 in their lineup. Oh, really solid, almost pulled up straight to vertical. It's like they're trying so hard to get those stuck landings.
Kayla DiCello for Florida here in the 4 spot, and that is the difference. Again, you look at Alabama versus in Oklahoma, even though they didn't have their best vault rotation here, Alabama just gives away a little extra on those landings where a team like Oklahoma doesn't.
Kayla opening up with an impressive full in. The next 3 athletes that we're going to see from Florida have changed their tumbling passes. Kayla and Sky are going to end with a front layout instead of a front full. They're trying to maximize their scoring potential, and it's really paid off with their scores the last couple weeks.
Lincoln, left hand of your screen, takes to the balance beam for the Tigers. Amari Drayton, a 9.85, so all scores in the 9.8s for LSU. And they finish with 3 9.9s. Kalia Lincoln, the first chance right here.
Good front aerial, slow on that back handspring connection. Her arms continue to move.
And that right there on floor was the change that Kayla made. Beautiful front layout.
This is an event that she's really improved this year. Just her confidence, the way that she mounts the beam, her posture, it looks completely different than when she started in college. Those landings right here that she has so much conviction on.
Sam, I agree. I also think it's her flexibility that really sets her apart. She gets well over that 180-degree split.
Hannah Shively on bars, all 9.9s for the Sooners. Allie, not that high score you thought from Estep, but still a 9.9.
Yeah, we do have a different angle from the judges, so they must have saw something that I didn't. Hannah on bars caught that just ever so slightly with some bent elbows. The judges might take off a little bit for that. Hannah's hoping for a stuck dismount here.
Watch the right foot. That's the one she likes to step with. If she does she stick it here? 5 in a row.
Well, sticks are contagious.
Hey, head coach KJ Kindler said by the end of the season, she's going to be really consistent, and I think she was right.
What a rotation for the Sooners on bars. Here's Azarea Akbar for Alabama.
Last meet, she had a fall on this, but not today. Again, large hop. I misspoke earlier. Large hop is up to 2 tenths deduction. Medium step is 1.5 tenths. Again, up to the judge's discretion.
Over to floor exercise, Taylor.
I talked to Sky Blakely this week about how important it is for her to be in this all-around position as they begin postseason. This is an athlete that saw her Olympic dreams end twice because of injuries at trials. She competed one event collegiately last year for the Gators, and now a key all-arounder. You'll see why right here with this huge opening pass. Very close to going out of bounds, guys. I do believe she stayed in, but I asked her what has motivated her to keep pushing. She said, I still don't believe I've reached my full potential. She said, in every setback, I reiterate to myself, if I've survived that, I can survive anything else that comes my way. Obviously, Jenny Rowland raves about the mental place that she and teammate Kayla DiCello have both gotten back to this year.
Yeah, you said it, Taylor. Connor McLean, left hand of your screen, but I'll say her Olympic dreams didn't just end. She was on that team until that injury. She was absolutely going to be in Paris and was going to stand on that podium at the top with her team, and it was heartbreaking for Sky. Hopefully we'll see her in LA.
It was heartbreaking for us watching her go through that. Connor McLean, left-hand side of your screen, had a breakthrough a few meets ago on this event. Now she's looking so solid. It's like she got her confidence back. Head coach Jay Clark said you could just feel the air coming out of the balloon, where she just trusts herself. Sometimes that happens in a sport like gymnastics because it's just so mental.
Sky Blakely loving it, right hand of her screen, enjoying herself this collegiate season. One in which she got her first 10 of her collegiate career.
I think the thing that stands out to me about Connor on beam is her arm positions throughout. I call it quiet arms. And that's because every time she finishes a skill, watch, they just freeze right there. They don't move around. There's not even a wiggle. And it really shows the judges that she has the ultimate control on these skills throughout her beam routine. Nice.
Connor, a former elite gymnast, a USA all-around champion as well, and now the anchor for the Oklahoma Sooners. Here's Faith Torres, all 9 nines leading up to this.
And John, she's the anchor, in my opinion, for this skill right there. Pack Salto just flies so high on it. Faith is going to end with a double layout dismount.
Can it be 6 in a row for the Sooners?
Oh, was it a little shuffle or was it stuck? Judges don't get a replay. They're watching it in real time.
Quickly over to Kylie Kwame. Taylor's, you got more?
Last minute change to this Alabama lineup. Mackenzie Matters was slated to lead off, but had a difficult warm-up. Kylie Kwame just got put in this anchor spot.
One last 1.5, and great decision from Alabama. And man, I'm really impressed with them on vault. Their shapes in the air, good pop off the table. Just those hops on the landing I'm noticing.
Incredible adjustability by Kylie Kwame. She was sitting down on the floor, gathering herself before she had to go in. Mackenzie Matters is okay. Head coach Ashley Johnson told me she is good to go. They were even going to see how she felt right before time to go, but called Kylie Kwame's name instead. Very impressive.
So quickly over to floor exercise. Right now, if you look at the score on the right, it is a tie between Oklahoma and Florida, pending this Selena Harris-Miranda floor routine.
They took out her first tumbling pass, used to be a full in, and changed it to a front through to a double tuck to try to maximize the score that she could get. This is the only event Selena hasn't scored a perfect 10 on.
Oklahoma just moved a 1/2 tenth ahead of Florida with that Faith Torres 9.95. Meanwhile, Kaylin Chio and the LSU Tigers are looming. She is the 10 queen on this event. Got 5 this season. Can she make it 6?
Similar to Connor, she just lands so effortlessly for all of her skills. Starting with a back handspring layout, floats to that landing position. She's gotten the most amount of 10s in 1 year for an LSU gymnast. And there's still a couple meets to go, guys.
Selena Harris-Miranda finishing up on the floor exercise. A 9-9 or better from her will move them ahead of the Oklahoma Sooners.
This Kaylin Shio beam routine is looking pretty rinse and repeat to me, guys. Over that 180 split jump, switch leap split jump, moving through this with the same rhythm we notice every single weekend. Just the dismount. Another stuck landing.
She had to work on that one a little bit. It didn't come automatic. Fought that landing a little bit, Sam.
But that's what makes her so good, is that it's not truly quote-unquote perfect every time, but she adjusts to make you think that it is. Right here, look at her upper body. Her left arm really goes to the left-hand side, a little wobble there. Don't think it's gonna be quite a 10. I'm obviously being super picky, but again, great, excellent gymnastics from Kaylin Shio, just like we can expect.
So there's the 9-9 for Selena Harris-Miranda. That puts Florida ahead of Oklahoma by .025. Now, LSU could jump ahead of Florida if they can put up a 9.95 or better from Kaylin Shio. A 9.95, that's easier than rolling off her bed and brushing her teeth in the morning if you're Kaylin Shio. Come on, that's gonna happen, right?
I mean, it's gonna be really close. She had one minor wobble after her series, and could they take off for her bending a little too deep on her landing? That's up to the judges, but those are the only two possible areas if I'm being extra picky here.
That's your job, to be extra picky. There it is. It's a 9.95. And how about the top three teams within a half a tenth? This is living up to the billing. What an SEC championship halfway through. Well, Taylor is with one of the stars of the LSU Tigers, Connor McClain.
I sure am. Thank you very much, John. Well, Connor, for the past few weeks, you've been so locked in on beam and 9.95 here tonight. What's been working for you there?
It was just reminding myself that I'm actually good at the event and just really soaking it all in and just remembering that, like, I do gymnastics for a reason, and I honestly love the sport, and that's why I do it. And so just loving beam again and finding that love for it, and it has helped me so much.
You are, in fact, good at it. Can confirm. Obviously, this meet is stacked, and it's as close as we expected through two. What do you and your teammates need to do to finish this one out?
It's just doing everything that we normally do. I mean, we're an amazing floor team. They're about to go kill it over there, so I'm so excited to watch. But really I think just enjoying the moment and doing everything they can to have fun and just soaking it all in, because that's what makes us better, and just doing our normal.
And no shortage of personality as your teammates were dancing behind you. No surprise. Go enjoy the rest of it.
Thank you.
Head coach Jay Clark is dancing. He should never do that again. That's a terrible dance move, Jay. We're halfway through this one. The top three teams all separated by a half a tenth. Lily Peterson loves it. The Crimson Tide revolting big. We're halfway through this SEC championship. Don't go away. Welcome back to the 2026 SEC Gymnastics Championships. Right now, the LSU Tigers on top, Florida Gators in second. Oklahoma sits in that third spot. Georgia Bulldogs still in the top four. They were in session one. Meanwhile, Alabama still not out of it. They are sitting in that fifth spot as we head to the third rotation. LSU's going to floor. It's going to be a dance party. You can see that they are loose there, but we have got ourselves a tight competition. A half a tenth separates first through third. Might as well be tied halfway through this competition, you guys. Everything you expected and more.
If you're looking at the lady with the sparkly pants, I gotta jump in. It's Courtney McCool Griffith, and you know how passionate she is, maybe just as passionate as head coach KJ Kindler here. I'd love a pep talk from all of these coaches.
So in this rotation, Florida will be on vault. That is Alabama getting ready for the uneven bars. That's Ross Thompson, and that is Peyton Walker in the leadoff spot.
And Peyton Walker was recently diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. She told me every day she feels different. She has to take it day by day. There are some days she wakes up and she can't even straighten her elbow. For her to be able to contribute the way that she has in this leadoff spot for Alabama and have this big of an impact on the team is unbelievable.
It has been a challenging year for Peyton Walker, but what an inspiration and what a leadoff she has been for this bar rotation.
You're so right, John. She is a superstar at this leadoff position with tight body positions like this. And my favorite part of the routine is when she does the dismount. She's so consistent with it. Gets so pumped up.
Well, head coach Ashley Johnston said she's in this leadoff position because she's one of our best bar workers. Helped them score a program record on that event with a 49.7.
Here's Anya Pilgrim leading off for the Gators.
Opening Yurchenko 1.5. Very minimal deductions on that landing. Good hop. Huge hug from Adrienne Burde. And guys, we're looking for momentum on this event, and they got that after the first vault there.
And that's exactly what Florida's going to need to do on vault. Sticking vaults would be great. That'll be frosting on the top. But if they can minimize those landing deductions like Anya Pilgrim did right there, it is going to set them up great for the uneven bars. LSU, they move to the floor exercise. Oklahoma will be on beam. But to start off this floor rotation for the Tigers, an event they are exceptional. This is Emily Innes, #1 ranked team in the country on floor. Left hand of your screen, the first gymnast for Oklahoma on the beam, it's Addison Fada. #3 in the nation in the all-around. She's exceptional.
The important thing for Addison on beam is to start really sharp, dance strong right off the gate. Strong back handspring layout, left-hand side of your screen. Really aggressive skills. Slight adjustment on that side aerial.
And Emily is one of the few athletes that we're going to see in the SEC that does 3 tumbling passes. Most do 2.
It used to be customary to put maybe your weakest link in this leadoff spot, but not anymore. And head coach KJ Kindler made it a point to tell us that Addison is definitely not our weakest link. She's in this spot, so she can hopefully go 9-9 plus for them. National championship teams score 9-9 in those leadoff spot. That's why it's so important to have a strong contender in that spot.
LSU starting off strong on floor.
Emily Innes gets it done there. 9-9s. A 9-9 average is a 198. You don't win meets like this or the national championships without scoring a 198. What a start for the Sooners.
Really good for them. Little bobble on the landing and a little bobble on the beam, but man, strong start.
Peyton Walker, a 9.875. One judge gave her a 9-9. Great leadoff score nonetheless. Here is the veteran, the leader of this Crimson Tide team, Gabby Gladio.
In this first release move, she gets so high. Elbows caught nice and stretched when she caught the bar. She's going to do a blind change right into a double tuck dismount. They're on a roll.
She's an energizer, man. When she hits a routine, nobody gets more excited. Anya Pilgrim, a 9-9 in the leadoff spot for the Gators. Here's MJ Frazier, big time vault here.
Yurchenko double full, hardest vault in NCAA right now. Significant hop back on the landing. Still got that bent arms on the pre-flight, but man, she twists so fast. Of course, we're gonna get this slow-mo, but the judges won't. She twists early there, which is why her chest was low on that landing. But again, she pops her chest back up pretty quickly there on the landing to maybe hide as much of those deductions as possible. We'll see if she fools the judges.
I'll be interested to see what they get. Anya Pilgrim at a small hop got a 9-9. That, a more difficult vault, even though it starts from a 10. We'll see how the judges judge that hop in comparison. Nina Ballou, big time mount right here from the freshman.
Makes that double layout look effortless.
And that has improved, it seems like, every week of the season this year. Emily Innes led off with a 9-9 for the LSU Tigers. Kira Wells, left hand of your screen for Oklahoma, follows that Addison Fada 9.875.
Kira was actually chosen to lead off on beam in August, but they realized earlier in the season that it wasn't the right place from her, so moved her back in the lineup slightly. It's really been working out well for her now.
Strong ending for Nina. I love to see when there's 2 flips in a row, the second one higher than the first.
She loved it.
Good lead combination, really getting to that 180 in the split jump. Good back handspring layout. What you notice with this OU team is right when they land, they start dancing right out of their skills. That really sets them apart on balance beam. They also do a lot of high toe releve work on beam. And then they also stick their landings, guys. That's what puts up these big numbers throughout the regular season, and they're hoping to catch a few of those here tonight.
KJ Kindler loves it. That one you got to think is going to go up from that 9.875 from Addison Feda. Natalia Pavlak for Alabama on the uneven bars. A couple of scores in the 9.8s for Alabama. Looking for that first 9.9. They need it. Can't stay in the 9.8s.
This is Natalia's first time competing here tonight. Caught that Maloney with a slight shoulder angle, a little short on that cast handstand. Judges could take a 10th for that. Just a small hop forward on that dismount.
Yeah, a couple sticks in a row there for Alabama. Not that time from Pavlak. Kayla DiCello now. MJ Frazier, a 9.85. They did hit her a little harder on that landing than they did Anya Pilgrim. Let's see what Kayla DiCello's got up her sleeve.
Talk about confidence. She's grown so much on this Yurchenko 1.5. Just the composure she has on the landing. Controlled, pretty medium-sized hop. I'm gonna call it a medium-sized hop. That's a 10.5, but you can see how excited they are. Look at her chest position. When she hits the floor, her chest is vertical. Well, actually, it looks small from this angle. It's a
I call it a schmedium. That might be a 1/10er. Kylie Cohen, next up for the Tigers, 9.875, right before her from Nina Ballou.
Kylie's gonna open up with a front double twist. Nice vertical landing.
Left hand of your screen, Ella Murphy. Kira Wells right before her, 9.925. So Oklahoma averaging 9.9 on beam. They averaged above a 9.9. The last rotation on the uneven bars, trying to keep that rolling.
Left-hand side of your screen, first skill is a series back handspring layout. We see a lot of these in this competition, but Ella pushes all the way through her toes. She points them right off the beam, which makes it a little bit more special. Really showing off that high toe work throughout this routine. Solid front aerial.
Kylie doing a good job of squeezing her feet together in between each of those jumps.
So 3 done for the LSU Tigers on floor. That was Kylie Cohen. Mari Drayton will be next over there when we get back to the floor. Here's Ella Murphy finishing up.
She's gonna do a ring jump, loses sight of the beam. Her back leg wasn't quite as bent as it normally is, but loses sight and holds it there in that position. It's always so impressive to me. Finishing, stuck landing. They could do this in their sleep, guys.
Absolutely beautiful. Oklahoma on beam. Ryan Fuller now on the uneven bars, and Alabama has got to pick it up, and they got to pick it up quick. Looking for their first 9.9 here.
Ryan's got a big test coming up right here. She's gonna do a half turn, catch the high bar. Looked like she caught that right on her fingertips. Did a good job doing the kick cast out of that. Great stuck landing.
Two more to go on the uneven bars after that Ryan Fuller routine. Danny Ferris now will follow the Kayla DiCello 9.9.
I saw her nail this in one touch. Nicely done, she stuck it. on the one she did right before that, but really small hop. Great positions. That's going to score well.
Yeah, based on what we've seen, Anya Pilgrim's vault, Kayla DiCello's vault, with the hops that they had, feels like that one's got to go 9-9, Sam.
Yeah, 9-9 plus for sure.
Kylie Cohen for LSU on floor exercise, a 9.9. Here's Amari Drayton. She's going to open with that same pass we saw from Nina Ballou, that big double layout alley. And they've got some big double layouts on this team.
They really do, and double layout is one of the most difficult skills, in my opinion, being done on floor, because it is, you have to get so much height in order to get those two layouts around.
Back-to-back 9.925 for Oklahoma on balance beam. I'll tell you what, a lot of these routines we're seeing in the regular season might have been 10s. Probably could have or should have been 10s, possibly. But a little tighter here in the postseason. But I like the consistency I feel like we're seeing. A little bit lower scores, but consistently lower scores for all the athletes. Really setting the bar a little bit higher. Lily Peterson, left hand of your screen for Oklahoma. She's the fourth one up.
On floor, this double layout that John was just talking about. Landed a little bit short on that. Sometimes you try to stick the landing and hold back a little bit. Judges will get her right there.
Strong back handspring layout series from Lily on the left-hand side of your screen. She holds on to these landing positions typically, so that's what makes her so good at beam. Really absorbs the beam.
And on floor, that ring jump Amari did was one of the jumps the judges told me that they're really being particular with today. They want to see that bent leg over 180, but really close to their head.
Lily Peterson stepped on the dismount, uncharacteristic, but on the beam was phenomenal.
Feels like a big air, doesn't it, Sam?
Yeah, it does feel like a big air.
Step.
She has been out sick, we have to remind people.
So Amari Drayton finishes up there on floor exercise. Couple steps on those landings. We'll see what the judges do. Wednesday, SEC Inside grants you an all-access pass to the SEC Gymnastics Championships. You'll get a behind-the-scenes look with never-before-seen footage and sound from the gymnasts and coaches. 9:30 Eastern, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Sky Blakely on ball. Let's go.
Big height off the table, hop back, but Florida's doing a really good job of getting into the right positions before their feet hit the ground. Check this out. I like the extension in her hips, and she could have afforded to flare that out just slightly even more to find a more controlled landing, but very nicely done.
You see associate head coach Adrienne Bourdet on the side there in the orange shirt, pumping the crowd up. Here's Chloe LaCourcier on bars. Outstanding here, #1 in the nation.
That's right, John. She's gone a 9.975 4 times this season. Her form is just exquisite. Coaches told me that she does talk about the 10, but she knows she can't fixate on it. Oh, judges will get her for that. They might take a 10th because her chest dipped so low trying to save that landing, but her form, you just can't get much better than that.
Yeah, really fought that landing. Following that, Ryan Fuller, 9-9. Let's go over to Beam. Let's go over to Taylor.
John, I've been down here by the Oklahoma Corral. This is one of the loosest, most energetic version of this team I've seen all season. And it's like head coach KJ Kindler pointed out to us this season. This isn't a team of world champions and Olympians like some of the teams on the floor here tonight, but they compete as though they are. The confidence doesn't waver. It's specifically relevant here tonight when that first rotation wasn't their usual, but the confidence has not wavered at all.
Thanks, Taylor. Ellen Miller now takes to the beam for Oklahoma. Kaylin Chio, right hand of your screen for LSU on the floor exercise.
Quick adjustment on the left-hand side of your screen, but man, not a big wobble at all, just a foot slide.
Wow, I think she kept that heel up. Allie, did you think so?
I do. That was phenomenal. awareness, body awareness, was on releve so that her heel didn't go out of bounds like a pro.
Just a side note, after all of these teams had competed 4 routines in this rotation, the top 3 teams were separated by 0.025, so actually closer than it was after the second rotation. Elle Miller finishing up.
Wow, another money beam routine from Oklahoma.
And this is my favorite part of the routine right here. Just so consistent on that. The air awareness that she has is just remarkable.
She's ranked in the 4th spot, tied for 4th in the nation right now in floor exercise. Top 25 on every event, #1 on vault, #1 on beam, and #1 in the all-around is Kaylin Shield. Selena Harris-Miranda, you want a stuck vault, she can get you one right here.
This could be big for Florida.
Oh, man, she wanted it, Sam.
Man, so close, hop back, and then a step, and that's the mistake of these athletes, trying to stick too hard, and there's such a balance between trying too hard and then just letting it happen.
Oh, she wanted that stuck vault so bad. They're low right now at 9.85.
And let's watch this back foot. Watch her heel. Her toe is up so her heel does not go out of bounds. Unbelievable.
And that is the type of save, just that little
And that front
bit.
foot goes up too, so they're going to get her there on that as well.
You put that heel down over the line. It can be on the line, but it's over the line. That's a 10th. You think a 10th doesn't make a huge difference in this meet. Look down to the bottom right of your screen. 0.025 behind the leaders are LSU and Florida. The leaders are Oklahoma. Here's Azarea Ra Akbar, the freshman. She's #2 in the nation. Her teammate LaCourcier, #1 on the uneven bars.
And John, we're gonna get to see why the extension on bars right here just stretched all the way from her shoulders to her toes.
The 2025 SEC beam champ is up on the left hand of your screen. The senior, Faith Torres, trying to put an exclamation point on this Oklahoma beam rotation.
Just that small hop on the dismount on bars, but so well done.
You know, Taylor was talking about how relaxed and loose this OU team looks and has been this year, especially at a high-pressured meet like this. And head coach KJ Kindler said it's athletes like Faith Torres, the leadership on this team that has allowed the underclassmen to be themselves, to have a little bit more fun. And I think we're seeing it in their results too. They have been so strong and looking like they're having so much fun this year.
And Sam, 50% of Faith's routines on beam throughout her entire collegiate career are 9.95 or better. Seems unheard of to me.
If she sticks this, it'll be another one. We're bringing in floor exercising Kalia Lincoln. Taylor's got more on her.
Another stuck landing for Faith Torres, but for LSU's Kalia Lincoln, she woke up this morning with ulnar nerve issue in her elbow, was unable to straighten her arms. They did not know if she'd be able to compete. Warm-ups before this competition, she did not do this pass right here. Double layout, one of the biggest in the world. She did not do that until this touch warm-up right before the rotation. It was in that moment the coaches gave her the green light to compete this floor routine.
Thanks, Taylor. I'm speechless. I'm in awe of that double layout.
I actually wish they had a camera on us in the booth because our jaw dropped watching how high that was.
I think a GoPro strapped to her head would be amazing. How about that? Right hand of your screen, the 10 watch. It's blocked by our jib, but just take our word for it. Faith Torres with the 10. She will again have at least a share of the SEC championship on the balance beam. The first 10 of these SEC championships, and it goes to the senior. What a timely moment. Kalia Lincoln, great floor routine. Unfortunately, got a little overshadowed at the end by that 10 by Faith Torres.
Well, God, Faith is so impressive on balance beam. 98.2% hit rate, and half of those have been 9.95 or better. So add this to the stats, why don't you? She is just incredible to watch.
And I think we just saw her 10 dance.
The 6th career 10-0 for Faith Torres, the 2nd for her on balance beam, and the 3rd ever 10-0 on balance beam at an SEC championships.
Strong aerial layout, step out, no movement in the landing. Just moving from the dance to the skills and then finishing strong, holding on to that landing, clicking her heels together, all the things that are important for a perfect 10 beam routine. She nailed it.
Kalia Lincoln 9.95 to finish there. Azarea Ra Akbar also put up a 9.9 on the uneven bars.
And this double layout right here is just so breathtaking. No surprise that she got a 9.95.
There you go. The Snoop Cam got us. And that is the look of awe. I wish somebody would have looked at my gymnastics like that just once in my career. It would have been amazing. Well, let's go down to Taylor. She is with Jamison Sears from Alabama. Go ahead.
I sure am, John. Thank you very much. Jamison, we knew how intense this competition was going to be. You guys have completed 3 rotations. How would you assess the showing from you and your teammates?
I think we're doing amazing. We're going out there and we're doing what we know how to do and just being us.
Okay, one thing we know about you, ultimate hype girl. The energy never stops. It's rooted in passion. How so?
I just love my teammates and I love being able to do it with them. And I want to be able to be the biggest supporter every day, no matter where we are.
Specifically, we see that a lot from you on floor, and we did a couple rotations ago. What's your approach to floor?
Just go out there and be a baddie.
John, I think you should go out there and be a baddie in this final rotation.
Taylor, I've been trying to be a
you.
baddie for a long time. I think I'm going to give it up at this point. Faith Torres just loving life. Got that 10 on beam. She is done for the day. She is not going to compete on the floor exercise, but Oklahoma, they have got the lead. What a competition. There it is, the 10. I went camping with my boys last week. That was intense. I thought it was until I came to the SEC championships. This is intense. The Sooners trying to get their first hit. We are through 3 rotations, and the highlight of that 3rd rotation, none other than Faith Torres.
She has been so phenomenal the way she pushes out of this series, locks it in. The intensity from start to finish, one of the million reasons why she is just so good. AAI award finalist, joined by 6 other finalists as the most outstanding senior female. And it's moments like this that just reaffirm the fact that she should be in that list of top outstanding seniors.
Their primary floor coach, Tom Haley, with his team, getting them pumped up for their floor rotation, trying to close it out with that half-tenth lead over the LSU Tiger. LSU goes to vault. We've seen tonight, you guys, vault's a lower scoring event, even when they're done clean. So hard to stick. So you got to think advantage there, Oklahoma. But the Florida Gators, they go to bars. They are the #1 team in the nation on this event. Allie, you mentioned that record high score they got just last year. A lot of the same athletes, some great athletes in this bar rotation. They could do that again. So maybe, is it advantage Florida over Oklahoma's floor exercise? They're good there too, but man, that Florida bars, they can swing. We shall see. Lexi Zeiss getting going here for the LSU Tigers. You feel like they've got to go for stuck landings here, don't you?
They got to settle in, focus on one thing at a time. Technique is going to help them. That's the way you want to put it on the floor. Lexi Zeiss delivers.
Garrett Griffith, the vault coach there, husband to Courtney McCool Griffith, who you mentioned earlier. She is a 2004 Olympic silver medalist, an outstanding coach, both of them. MJ Frazier now leads off this outstanding Florida bars lineup. Feels like they've got to go lights out here.
And MJ could anchor most lineups. She has gotten a 9.9 or better 7 times this season. And that's how you win a national championship, is leading off with a 9.9 or better.
Looked like one to me, Allie. What do you think?
I I think that's going to be a 9-9 or higher.
Chloe LaCourcier for Alabama, just a little over half a point back. Really, they cannot move up to that top spot unless they get a help from all three of those teams. Help, what do I mean by that? I mean the top three teams need to make multiple mistakes for Alabama to sneak in and steal this one. But nonetheless, they want to finish strong here, put up a good score as well. Ella Murphy will lead things off for Oklahoma on floor exercise. It's an event where they are ranked 4th in the nation, so very good here. But if I had to pick a spot where maybe they open themselves up for the possibility of a team catching them, it would be on this event. Their landing's obviously going to be critical.
I think Oklahoma sets themselves apart in their choreography. Everything is so accounted for and intentional.
Chloe LaCourcier having really methodical rhythm here in this leadoff spot. She's been really solid so far. Last meetup scoring a 9-9, so really has the potential to put up a big number and get that momentum for Alabama on beam. Nice, 1.5. No movement on her feet there in the landing.
As you mentioned on beam for Ella, when she pushes off, her toes are pointed. I see the same thing in her tumbling and her dance. Graceful start for Oklahoma.
Nicely done for Ella Murphy. Here is Hannah McClain.
She's been in and out of vault lineup, doing a Yurchenko full, but when she's on, this landing is phenomenal. Really high in the air, good shapes. Just the hop on the landing, but still gonna put up a pretty big score for LSU. Of course, that vault only starts from a 9.95.
Yeah, we've seen her stick that the last couple of meets, but kind of stings those ankles when you do it right, believe it or not. But still an outstanding vault. Here's Anya Pilgrim. It is a 9.9 for Frazier right before her.
And this right here, she's gonna go over the bar. Nice elbow straight. What always has impressed me about Anya is I can never tell if she's nervous. Her demeanor is the same whether she's in practice or when she's competing. Wow. She was not going to move her feet. Her arms were so tight when she put them up in the air.
I mean, it's the #1 bar team in the country. What do you expect? They are on tonight.
They are absolutely on, Sam Pesek, right out of the gate. A couple stuck landings, beautiful routines as well. Now for Alabama, Love Burt, the sophomore. She's gonna follow LaCourcier's 9.85.
Made her collegiate debut on beam just a couple of weeks ago. They've been doing a lot of distraction routines in the gym to try and simulate this SEC championship environment in the gym.
Addison Fade on floor exercise, right hand of your screen. Oklahoma matches Florida's 9.9. You can see LSU at the top, Lexi Zeiss 9.875 in that leadoff spot.
And this floor routine is critical for Addison. Newer tumbling pass this season is a front full to 2.5. Coach Kindler said sometimes the front full glitches a little bit. She has to keep her chest up and legs straight right here. Was a little bit off on that front full, step to the side, but did a really good job of recovering it.
Those twisting landings like Addison just did, when you're twisting forward like that, to me, those are hard landings to do clean.
Love on the left-hand side of your screen. Really phenomenal job for being newer in the lineup. She looked like a veteran up there.
Yeah, only her 4th beam routine of her collegiate career.
Front double full, kicks out of it. Addison is one of the few gymnasts that has done all around every single week this season, has not had a weekend off.
Yeah, ranked third in that all around in the nation as well. Over on vault, Victoria Roberts. Big pike front half coming here. This is a vital vault for them, in my opinion.
Big vault, but a pretty big airtime on that hop, too. Man, it's coming down to those landings just like we thought it would. It's hard when you have a lot of adrenaline, whether you're on vault or if you're on floor here.
And you see right there, her legs were a little bit too bent and then steps to the side right there. So judges could take a half a tenth or a full tenth because she didn't step perfectly straight.
We found that if you leave a gray area, the judges like to take more rather than less. Here's Sky Blakely now. 2 scores over 9.9s for Florida on bars.
Wow, and that release move was just exceptional. Caught it, just body completely stretched out. Sky has not gotten a 10 on this event, and I think she's so deserving of it. Watch this dismount.
Unbelievable. Florida, the Gators, they're coming. Look out, Oklahoma.
7 scores of 9.9 or better this season. It is certainly gonna be adding to that list.
And watch her body position, elbows just so stretched out, so impressive. If she just let go of the bar just a millisecond later, she wouldn't have caught it. And then this just, the most difficult dismount off bars being done in the entire competition.
What do you take, guys? This has to be a 10.
Well,
I agree.
Our favorite hobby, of course, is calling for 10s, but that routine right there, big time, high level gymnastics, executed extremely well.
She's got the big skills. She's got the good execution. She stuck the landing with a high chest. What do you want from her?
And Anya Pilgrim right before her, a 9.925. So set her teammate up, Blakely, for a big number. Now the pressure on the Oklahoma Sooners. Addison Feda, a 9.925. Little surprised, Allie. A gray area, the judges didn't hit her too hard. Kira Wells now.
Kira doing that double tuck, stepping back perfectly straight.
You can see the jumping around in the background from the Florida Gators. It's a 9.975. So one judge gave her a 10, the other gave her a 9.95. Outstanding nonetheless.
But the margin, John, was so close that we all thought it was a 10. It's really going to be curious to see how this meet plays out here.
One phenomenal routine after the next.
And maybe not some of the big tumbling you'd see from LSU with the big double layouts, but what they do, Allie, they just try to execute as perfectly as it can be done. Moments ago, this is Kalia Lincoln. We saw one of the biggest double layouts in the world on the floor exercise from her. This is one of the biggest 1.5 twisting Yurchenkos you're gonna see as well.
But remember, she's been struggling with elbow pain today. This seems like it would be the event that would affect her the most. But not at all. Huge vault, look how much distance, and barely a hop. She's really been clutch today despite any soreness.
I'm curious to see what they do with that. It was 2 hops, Sam. So she had one, and then she had a tiny one at the end, which really, it should be a half tenth per, but man, the vault's so impressive. We'll see what the judges do with it. Now, Kayla DiCello, 3 gymnasts yet to go. And all 3 of these gymnasts for Florida, if they execute perfectly, have 10-0 potentials. Kayla DiCello.
Another big release move. Kayla told me she gets in her own zone. She doesn't watch anyone before her. I personally love watching the way that she attacks this event. Well, she's gotten a 9.9 or better 7 meets in a row, so make that 8.
And she's gotten a 10 in her career, too, so it's possible that these scores keep rising.
And just the timing on this was so good. Connects immediately into that packed salto. And then this dismount, just knees and toes glued together, arms fly out.
Too easy for her.
Florida having a party over on the bars. Kira Wells, while Sky Blakely was getting that 9.975, as we see Jenny Rowland giving hugs to Kayla DiCello, while Sky was getting that 9.975, Kira Wells was answering with a career-high 9.95 for her. Camila Pavlak now, she is a freshman, and this is a big moment. She's had a few moments of inconsistency this season, been very good, but this is the biggest moment yet of her collegiate career.
And John, she's had to wait the entire competition. This is the first time we're seeing her tonight. It is not easy in a big competition like SEC to not get in your head while you're waiting for hours to go.
Back-to-back 9.975 for the Gators. They are putting the pressure on the Oklahoma Sooners. So far, the Sooners have been able to answer, but can they withstand this onslaught? Amari Drayton over on the vault. Talia Lincoln a 9.85. They got her on both those hops, Sam.
Amari needs to drill this landing for LSU to stay in this. Oh, the mat slid on her. That was one hop, the mat slid, and then she took another step. So unfortunately, that is gonna be 2 mistakes on the landing too.
And this is the unfortunate situation for LSU. Vault, a low-scoring event. Florida has passed them, so it really feels like a 2-team race right now between the Gators and Oklahoma. Right now, advantage Oklahoma. It is tight. The Gators have pulled a little closer, but the Sooners still have the lead.
She lands with such force moving forward. The mat totally moved, and she had to take another step, and that's just really unfortunate.
Selena Harris-Miranda now, the veteran, the senior. Takes to the uneven bars. Can she make it 3 9.97s in a row, or is she just going to bust through and make it a 10? Wow.
John, I think she can. It's these handstand positions that set her apart. It's like she's just hanging out against the wall. To be able to time everything exceptionally when the lights and the cameras are on.
Calling it. If it's a stuck landing, it's a 10, Allie. It's a 10.
Give her a 10.
No chance that doesn't go 10. 2 9.975s right before, and I thought those were really good. That routine was better than both of them.
There is something magic about Florida in SEC championships.
They've had so many inconsistent meets when they started this season, and you can see the emotions coming out right now for them to just put it all together when it counts the most. Her handstands are totally solid. She even holds them just to showcase how strong she is and how vertical her body shapes are.
A lot of fans get tired of us calling for 10s and talking about the 10 and athletes getting 10s. But that is textbook perfection on bars. And let it put it in the record books. It is perfection for Selena Harris-Miranda. She is perfect. It's a 10.
The queen of the handstands.
And all 4 judges gave her a 10. Didn't need to get it from all 4. Needed 3 at least.
Well, they had a good warm-up from the routines before.
And now big time pressure on Elle Miller right here. Camila Pavlak, a 9.875. You can see it's the lighter shaded score. That's the one they have to drop. Not get to drop, they have to drop that. Means Elle Miller and E-Step got to go much bigger than that to hold off the Gators. Kaylin Chio, no one sticks vault better than her. This is not to win a team title, but certainly can be the SEC vault champion right here.
Last meet, she scored a 10. She's the reigning vault champion.
Does it again.
I saw her stick so many of those in the warm-up today, and the one touch, she is just robotic. It's so easy for her.
I'm gonna tell you this. Greatest vaulter in the history of women's collegiate gymnastics. Go ahead and challenge me. That's Kaylin Chio.
I agree. The consistency alone is top-notch.
You can see down on the bottom right of your screen, Florida's now at the top, but Oklahoma still has to get this 5th score in. And right now, it needs to be a 9.95 to move even with the Florida Gators here after 5 athletes for both teams. Oh my heavens, we got it. Just exactly what everybody paid for.
Straight arms on the table, waits to twist, opens up, extends her body, does not move on the landing.
And just arms fly out. The body awareness and the way that she knows exactly where she is, no matter what arena she competes in, is remarkable.
So here we go with Riley McCusker. What a journey it has been for her through her collegiate career. Came back for this season, scored her first 10 at this competition last year. Could the SEC team title be on her shoulders right now?
Well, guess what? She scored a 10 at SEC championships last year.
And it's because of the toe point, the extension of her knees. Oh, just a little bit, tried too hard to stick that landing, but she should be so happy with that. What a amazing bar rotation from Florida.
So here's the situation. MJ Frazier has a 9.9. That's the low score for Florida on bars. Yes, that's the low. I don't think Riley McCusker goes higher than a 9.9. So Florida's score theoretically will not change, in my opinion. That 198.15, we said we got to get to a 198 to win this. Florida did. Oklahoma, 1/10 behind. Mackenzie Estep, the freshman, takes to the floor. They're trying to drop Elle Miller's 9.85. If they go 9.95, they make up that 10th and they tie Florida. Anything higher than that, they get the title by themselves. Quick update. Oklahoma to tie needs a 9.975, a 10-0 to win.
Gonna do a 2.5 twist for the last tumbling pass. Steps out of it.
Estep's high score of the season, a 9.95. That would not be good enough.
That was a really good routine. I don't know if it's a 9.975 though.
This is the part of the show where I turn to the Olympic champion, Allie Raisman, and I say, Allie, is that good enough to win?
Wow, putting me on the spot. Oh.
I'll put myself on the spot. Sam alluded to it. That's not going to do it. It's not going to win. It's not going to be a 9.975. That means one judge, a couple of judges, have to give her a 10 because it's got to average 9.975. I just don't see it.
I agree. I think it's really difficult to get a 10 on floor because your landings just have to be so perfect. But it was as good as a routine as she could have done.
We talk a lot about the assist in gymnastics. The score right before was a 9.85. Not so much help there, and I think we have our answer, guys.
The pictures tell the story. It's a 9.95 for Estep. A great score, but it's an SEC championship for the Florida Gators in dramatic fashion. .025 ahead of the defending NCAA champions, Oklahoma Sooners, and they did it on a 49.8 uneven bar rotation, the 6th best bar rotation in NCAA history. And they had to do it, and they got it done. There is the SEC Championship trophy, brought in by SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey. What a moment for Jenny Rowland and the Gators. They are loving it, and they should. Don't drop that thing, it's breakable. We have wondered if the Gators were gonna wake up this season. Meet after meet, we heard we're better than this. Well, guess what? They have woken up, and they are the 2026 SEC champions. Congratulations, Jenny Rowland. We will be right back.